Hi, everyone. Welcome. Have you ever... What's happening? There we go. Now we have no music. Have you ever wanted to travel solo, travel on your own, go on your own adventure? Do you want to travel solo and maybe you really aren't sure where to start? Or do you think solo travel is scary and really expensive? Hi, everyone. I'm Frances. I'm a trusted travel advisor with Stewart Travel Group here in PEI, and I'm absolutely obsessed with turning good trips into great ones. Welcome to Let's Talk Travel live with Stewart Travel Group. This is our third episode, and these conversations are all about discovering travel that fits you and helps you create memories that you'll love. Tonight, I'm joined by Meg Mergatroyd from Just You and Heather Wilson from Stewart Travel Group. And we are going to talk about solo travel tonight, what it's really like, who it's best for, and a few things that you might be surprised by. And very specially, we're going to be talking about a solo travel trip that we have coming up in Turkey. So super excited by that. As we go, if you have questions or thoughts, drop them in the comments. So below on Facebook, and I think it's, I don't know, maybe that way, on YouTube. So please go ahead and drop those in the comments and we will be able to grab them as we go. So let's get started. Welcome, ladies. Welcome, Meg. Welcome, Heather.
Hi, Frances.
Hi.
I'm so excited to have you both. And one of the things that I like to start with is to have people, travelers recognize that there are people behind these brands that we work with, people who are creating these experiences that you get to travel with. So I'm going to start with you, Meg. Can you tell me a little bit about what pulled you into travel and solo travel in particular?
It's a great question. I love travel. I've loved travel for a long time. Probably like your past guests have had the luxury of traveling with my family to a lot of destinations when I was really young. So the travel bug bit early, very early. And then after university, I was one of those folks that said, I think I want to see the world before I settle down and do anything really serious. So my sister, who's 18 months younger than me, once she finished university, I said, let's go. So we spent 9 months backpacking Southeast Asia, and that just kicked it off. And when I got back,
like 2 weeks ago, it was amazing.
It was incredible. And when I got back from that, I just, okay, this is where I want to start my career. And that's how I started in the travel business. And that was a while ago. I want to say university was just recently, but it wasn't. And through my years in the travel industry, I've worked for a lot of incredible companies. And when this one reached out to me and said, we would love you to join our team, I thought, what an incredible opportunity, because solo travel is so special. And to be able to allow solo travelers to see the world comfortably and safely spoke to me. So that's why I'm here.
That's amazing. And Heather, you are a big advocate for solo travelers, big advocate. When you joined the Travel Group, a year and a half ago, you got really excited by the idea when we started talking about it. Why solo travel? Why solo travelers? What pulls you to that?
Well, most of my travel has been solo until I got married a couple years ago. So majority of my life, I have been solo traveling when it wasn't even a thing. Right. And I absolutely love seeing the transformation that people go through from I'm nervous, I'm scared, I don't think I can do this, to, oh my gosh, why have I waited so long? Yeah. Right? I can do this. It is awesome. It is so fun. And so that's, for me, it's the transformation, the personal transformation. It doesn't matter the destination. It's that aha that lights up.
Awesome. Well, for both of you, this question now, where was your last solo travel transformation? Where was your last solo travel trip?
I can start. I haven't, I've seen a lot of the world, and fortunately I'm trying to take advantage of this concept of leisure. You guys are probably familiar with that, where you're blending business and leisure. So in January, I was invited to go to London because the Just You head office is based in the UK. Actually in a small little community called Market Harborough, north of London. And I decided, well, I'm going to go in early. I'm going to fly to London early, spend the day on my own, go exploring. So I did that, and I love antiques. I don't know about you guys. I love to
Cool.
explore antiques and flea markets. So I found this amazing outdoor flea market and got in there with all the cool Londoners. And, no, I couldn't put any furniture in my suitcase, but
But you
it was
wanted
really
to.
fun. The music was going, and I felt like it was all the hipsters of London. So
Yeah.
I did that. And then I found a really great place to have lunch. It was a Malaysian restaurant. It was so good. So that was my quick little solo trip, if you will, in January. It was so fun.
Nice. What about you, Heather? Where have you been recently?
So I'm going to start with my very first true
Okay.
solo. It's quick.
Mhm.
I decided to go to Hawaii and run the Honolulu Marathon.
Mhm.
So from PEI, as you know, it's a very long trip.
Yeah,
So,
14 hours or something.
Yeah, like a long, long time. So I was in like 30-ish and got on a plane, went to Honolulu, Hawaii, ran that marathon with 33,000 other people, spent the whole time by myself with 33,000 other people. And it was awesome. And that opened my eyes like, oh my gosh, I can totally do this. And so after that, then I had lots and lots. Most recently, I have to say last year, I didn't actually, aside from a few travel agent trips, I didn't actually have a chance to solo travel myself because now I'm married. So,
The spouse gets to come.
It's less often, but I am planning an amazing Antarctica trip for a solo traveler that I'm
very cool.
Super excited about.
That's very cool. We always, when we think about solo travel, and I think, Heather, you hit it a little bit with that experience with the marathon, that we think about solo travel having to be traveling alone, that you're eating alone, that you're experiencing the place alone. And I want to bust that myth a little bit, because you can travel solo, but not alone. And I think those are two different concepts. Meg, do you want to talk about traveling solo but not alone?
Oh, you're absolutely right. There's a lot of ways to see the world as a solo traveler. I am fortunate to work for a company that does guided holidays, and I think there's so much great richness in taking a guided holiday because everything is organized.
Mm-hmm.
But you still have a lot of flexibility into that, and we can talk a lot more about that at a suitable time. But our travelers come together not knowing each other. So you're traveling solo, but you're never alone. Once you are joined onto the tour, you're part of a community, and all of a sudden you're no longer alone. Yes, you're a solo traveler, but you're now with a group of other solo travelers that are like-minded in their interest and in their enthusiasm, and you build that sense of community. So it strikes a nice balance. You can very much be on your own as much as you want, but all of a sudden you've instantly got 15, 20 friends that want to see the same part of the world that you're in.
Yeah. And I think, finding those like-minded communities that you travel with, that's, I was recently in Thailand, and the reason I was traveling with the parent company to Just You, with which G Adventures, and, a Canadian company, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But, what I like about traveling like that, also as a solo, is the opportunity to meet like-minded people and people who like to travel in the same way that I do, but not have the pressure of having to do things with everybody. Like, I need my time. I love you all. Heather knows this. We've been roommates. I need to go away for a while every day, and I need to have those experiences by myself. And I think that's what the beauty of solo travel is for me, is that I get to do both, right? I get to travel, meet people, get to know people, and then at the same time have those experiences that I need or want to have on my own. So we were so lucky. Late last year, Meg was here in PEI, and we announced our very first solo travel hosted trip. So probably about 5 or 6 years ago, before Meg was even at Just You, we had somebody from Just You came to PEI, and we the sense of community that we can create in solo travel, the solo travel community, I guess, was something that really caught my heart and my mind. And so I created what at the time was called the PEI Solo Travel Club. Now it's called the Solo Travel Club by Stewart Travel Group. And the entire goal of creating that, which was inspired by Just You, was to create a community of solo travelers that could choose to travel together. You could find roommates for a trip you maybe wanted to do that maybe your friends or your husband didn't want to do, or simply to get to know each other and talk about travel memories. It was really just about creating community. And so there was a lot that happened in the last 5 years. If we think about, well, let's say 6 years, because that's when, believe it or not, COVID started. And it was just before that this club was started. And so to say it dwindled a little bit is fair. And when Heather joined Stewart Travel Group last year, she had that spark about creating that community, and together we've rebuilt it, and we've probably got about 150, 180, something like that, solo travelers in the Facebook group. And so I will grab that at some point during this call and put it up. But if you Google or search on Facebook, Solo Travel Club by Stewart Travel Group, you will find it. If you can't, go to the Stewart Travel Group website, send us a DM, and we will get you the link to that. And so we did last November. Meg joined us here in PEI. We were at Gem's Boutique in Charlottetown, and we did our first Solo Traveler Social. And that's always been really one of the goals of that club. And so that was really exciting. And we've got our second Solo Traveler Social coming up at the end of March. So Heather, do you want to talk a little bit about what we're doing generally?
Sure. Do you want to do that first before we talk about what already happened? Okay, sure. So March 26th from 6 till 8 p.m. at the local pub and oyster bar, I guess is what it's called. We have the private room and a group of awesome solo travelers. We're all going to get together, and whether you're brand new, whether you're aspiring solo, whether you're really experienced, doesn't matter. Solo travelers are coming, and we are talking about discovering Europe solo and all different travel styles, whether it's rail, cruise, guided tour, whatever it is. We're going to be talking everything Europe and doing it solo and the different ways you can do that. And we're also, of course, going to be socializing and meeting each other. And that's the fun part, right? And so
the whole point of the thing.
The whole point of the thing. And our event is amazing how quickly it has already started to fill up. And we only just announced it yesterday.
Yeah.
So
below, I've put the link below, left, right, somewhere around our faces. You're going to find the link to the event to register. Please register to save your spot. There is no cost to attend. And Meg, you were at the last one. What did you think?
I enjoyed myself for a whole host of reasons. I thought you guys picked a perfect venue. It was very comfortable. It was relaxed. I met a really, really lovely group of solo travelers that night that came from all walks of life, very interested in seeing the world and making friends. It was amazing just to see people chatting and wanting to grab a coffee after the event. So it was about just being with others that wanted to travel and see the world and building confidence too. We heard that night was so fun because we opened the floor just to hear people's stories, and a lot of them shared in the fact that they love solo travel and sometimes they were intimidated. So it was just a platform to talk and to share and build friendship and have fun.
Yeah.
It's snacks and we talked.
One of the things we saw at that event and we see in the club, and I mean, you probably see this more in your day-to-day, Meg, but solo travelers are from all different, they're solo for many different reasons.
Yes.
Let's talk about that, because I think people think like they're solo because they're widowed and that's the only way, or they've never found a partner. That's the only way. But there's lots of solo travelers. Can you talk a little bit about what you see?
So the myth we're really trying to debunk is solo isn't single. Just because you're a solo traveler doesn't mean that you're not in a relationship. In fact, 20% at least of our clients traveling with us have partners at home that just have different interests or can't travel or whatever the circumstances are. So you're right, Francis. It's not just widows and widowers or divorcees. Their solo travelers come from all walks of life. So, and all walks of life are welcome too.
Yeah.
Just come
And
and
I
be
mean,
yourself, build confidence, see the world.
the three of us could go as solo travelers, right?
Yes.
And we could all, enjoy ourselves. A girlfriend's
Yes.
trip, sisters going away,
Yes.
multi-gen going away, somebody who's wants to go to a destination that their partner doesn't want to go to.
Yes.
Somebody's got more time off. I've got a friend who's a travel nurse. She travels a ton, but her partner has a 9 to 5,
Yes.
12-month-a-year job that can't travel. He gets, 4 weeks of holidays. And so it's really important to realize that just because you're traveling solo doesn't mean you are alone in the world. And there's no,
Yes.
there is no stigma attached to it. It's actually, I think those people that do travel solo are brave and courageous and people I want to hang out with. So that's my view.
Fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we are bringing a group together based sort of the inspiration of this solo travel club that I told you about and these events is that we wanted to do a hosted trip for solo travelers. We are known at Stewart Travel Group for hosted trips, and we can't always make it work economically for solo travelers the way we would like to. And so we said, enough is enough. Meg, please help us out. Please help us find a way to do this. And Meg's going to tell us first a little bit about Just You. And then between Heather and Meg, we're going to talk about our destination, which is Turkey. Amazing. It is at the top of my bucket list, and I'm desperate to go. Jealous that Heather is going, but I will be in another hemisphere, so I can't join you. So we're going to talk a little bit about all of that. So let's start with Just You, why we partnered with Just You, because what is Just You all about?
Thanks for the question. Francis, what hemisphere are you going to be in that you won't be able to join us? Just
I will be in the southern hemisphere.
Okay.
I will be in Australia. I think by then I'll be in New Zealand. I'm doing our Australia, New Zealand EB trip. It's going to be amazing, but I'm gone for 30 days. And yeah, so.
Oh, congratulations.
By the way, if anyone's interested.
Yes, I do want to hear more about that. But Just You is such a great company for solo travelers for a whole host of reasons, right? Guided holidays allow a solo traveler to see the world in a really special way. For starters, you're with a holiday director. Let me back up even further. So the itinerary is fully laid out. We have a group of experts in our UK office that are designing itineraries with the solo traveler in the center of all their thinking. So you've got this beautifully laid out itinerary. And then the next step is the product team curates these hotels that are perfect for solo travelers in terms of their location, the safety and security amenities and features. So you've got a great itinerary, you're staying in great product, beautiful hotels. Now you're with a holiday director that can show you the world. And they love the destinations that they take you to, but more importantly, they love building that sense of community for solo travelers. So that makes the trip spectacular. And then finally, we've been talking about traveling together, the three of us. I like you guys, but I want my own room. So with Just You, absolutely everybody is guaranteed their own room, and there's no single supplement. As you said, Francis, it's affordable. It's a great way to travel, and we can all be friends. And I can go back into my room, and I want to starfish on my bed, and just do me. I can just hang out and relax. So that's what makes Just You so special. Is we've been doing solo trips for 25 years. And the fact that you have your own room for your own comfort and privacy, I think really sets us apart from everybody else.
Yeah. I think another thing I want to just make sure is really clear to everyone is that Just You is Canadian owned. So started in the UK, amazing success, but values around community and responsible travel that really aligned with those of G Adventures and Bruce Poontip, who is this. If you don't know about Bruce and his impact on community tourism and travel, find out more because he's amazing. But he purchased Just You, was it 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years ago? I can't remember.
Almost 2017, believe it or not. I know. End of the year. Let's call it 2018. Okay. So yes. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And so Canadian owned, but based in the UK, headquartered in the UK. And so that's another great thing. And with the G touring community, so G Adventures, Planetera, there is, I've been talking a lot on my feed lately about responsible travel. even recently about how you tip responsibly when you're at an all-inclusive in Mexico, because there's ways to do that. And Just You has many of those same values aligned with them as a company, because they are part of that G-Touring family. And so I just want to give a shout out to Just You for that, because we do need to think about what we're doing when we travel. But let's not get too deep right now. Let's get on with the fun stuff, which is the destination at the top of my bucket list, Turkey. So you two chose this. Tell me why. Heather, tell me why.
Well, I was looking for somewhere that I'd never been, actually, that was a little unique, a little different, not your traditional, let's go, nothing wrong. Like, I love Portugal, I love Spain, Italy, France. I love all those places, but I wanted it to be a little off the beaten path and just a little bit to stretch people, just a little, right? But in a really safe and supportive way. And this one in particular is for women only. And there's a lot of women that I have spoken to who said, "Oh, I'd love to go to Turkey, but I'm just too scared to go by myself." Well, guess what? I'm going with you. So there's no reason.
There were 20 other people.
That's right. And so we're going to have a really awesome time. But Turkey, or Türkiye, as it is officially called, the history is so amazing. The culture is so amazing. The food, oh my God, I can hardly wait. So I could go on and on, but I won't. But that's a big reason why I picked Turkey, is because of its uniqueness and still a little undiscovered.
Yeah. And Meg, you have great memories of Turkey. What are your favorite memories of that destination?
I first visited Turkey many years ago, and it was really lovely to go back with Just You in November of 2024. Yes, gosh, it's already been a year and a half.
Yeah.
And it was just as remarkable as I had remembered it. And Heather describes it perfectly. It's so unique. It's fascinating. I love the fact that the country straddles two continents. I find that fascinating. You know, I think that's so interesting, with most of it being in Asia. I love that. And it's a melting pot of so much. It's such a hub.
Multiple
so many
religions,
international
multiple
destinations,
histories,
religions,
multiple cultures.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's so much to see, and you're going to really enjoy the tour, because we put together the tour that includes some of the most iconic and epic sites that you want to see when you go to Turkey.
Amazing. So Heather, how long is this trip and when is it?
So we're going, officially the tour starts November 9th of 2026 to the 18th is when we come home. We fly out November 8th because it takes a while to get there. But technically it's the 9th to the 18th of 2026. And so what is that? 9 days?
Yeah. Yeah, something like that. And maximum number of people that are on the trip?
20 plus
20
me.
Plus you. So 21.
21.
Tour director. Holiday director.
So, and we cannot go over at all. So once it's 20, that's it.
That's it. And all of those people get their own room, Meg? No
100%.
Yes.
Okay.
Everyone gets their own room.
What's the pace of this tour like? Is it like 6 a.m. on the bus? Let's go. Somebody blowing a whistle. Let's keep going. Like, is that the pace, or are we talking a bit of free time, a bit of, like, what are we talking about here?
That's a good question. Just You has a number of different styles of tours. This one is what we call the classic. We do move more frequently and cover more geography than we would on a relax and discover itinerary, where you perhaps like go to Sicily and stay in the same hotel. Turkey's a big country, and you want to see it. If you're going to go all that way, you're gonna get on the road and get going. But we're not at a frantic pace. We've got a lot of stops, a lot of stops on the tour. I.e., like in Istanbul, you're there for a few nights to get acclimated and get to see the city. So there can be some longer days, but with lots of incredible sights along the way. But there's lots of free time once we get to some of these incredible destinations to relax and explore on your own. So there's a nice balance of, let's see all that Istanbul has to offer. Let's take the afternoon off, and you can go to the bazaars and do whatever you want on your own. I think we've done a really nice we've created an itinerary with a really nice balance of let's see a lot and let's embrace the culture, and then there's a lot of let's just go on your own and just relax for the day or the evening.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
I just posted the link. So there's 2 links in the comments below. The first one is for a solo travel event on the 26th. The second one is for this trip. And I think when we announced this in November, like you could hear a mic drop with the shock.
Oh man, it was awesome.
Like it was incredible. So Heather, solo, own room, 9 days, almost everything included except for some meals. What are we talking in price?
Right now it is $4,500.
$4,500. That's amazing.
That is one of the most amazing things, and that was the mic drop moment.
Yeah.
Right.
People expected $7,000-$8,000. So that is so good.
And we've also we have found a direct flight from Montreal to Istanbul on it's Turkish Airs, but it's through Star Alliance, so Air Canada.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah. It's a long flight, but there's no transfers.
Yeah, that is really, really good. That's when I went to Morocco, that was nice. When you got there, you were done.
I mean, we all have to get to Montreal, but that's normal for PEI, right?
Yeah.
And so once you're in Montreal, and it gets in at a really nice time, it's like 1 o'clock, noon, 1 o'clock. So there's still time to adjust and have a great supper and
great food.
Yeah. You know what? I kind of like the long flights, to tell you the truth, because I find you actually get more rest. I've, having done that flight recently in January to the UK.
How long is that the flight to Turkey? Do we know?
It's 9.5 hours from Montreal.
Okay. Yeah, so that's okay.
So it's nice, right? Like you can actually get sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's versus if you have to transfer in Frankfurt or whatever, you're like, like Meg said, you're like interrupted and then you're just stressed and awake for 2 days straight, and then you don't arrive.
Yeah.
All right, you guys both travel. What's your tip for jet lag?
You go first, Heather. I want to hear what you say.
All right, mine is drink lots of water the whole time on the plane, as much as you can. And once you land, you walk outside. You walk as much as you can and get daylight into your face. And stay up until 9 o'clock. I always did that before too. Mm-hmm. As long as you can make it till 9 p.m., you can crash out at 9 p.m. on your bed, like your starfish, whatever. And then you sleep really well, get up in the morning, have your breakfast, and you're usually fine.
Great.
I think Heather nailed it. The only thing I've now added to my travel regime is I've added electrolytes, and I find that I'm just more refreshed. But I agree, movement the next day, vitamin D, that melatonin in your face, just get up and get going. You'll have your low points during the day because you will be so tired, but then you'll get right onto the time zone very quickly.
Having that daylight on your face actually does something like in your brain and shifts you.
Yes.
So if you think you're going to
coming back from Bangkok, going there, that all worked. Coming back, I felt like I was hit by a truck for about 4 days. Now, maybe it was because I had been traveling and on a busy tour and, heat and all those things. And I kind of let myself relax. But that coming back was hard. But that was coming from Asia, where we're talking, 16 hours.
It's a completely different day.
Yeah, 13-hour time change. It's a different day. It's a whole different world.
Yeah.
So let's talk about objections. And I'm using that because there's a lot of people out there who would just immediately say, nope, not traveling solo. Nope, not going to Turkey. Nope, not for me. What would you say to those people?
Some of the objections I run into with solo travelers is the fact that they don't want to necessarily sit in a restaurant by themselves, right? The meals on their own. They have concerns about getting from A to B. How do I organize that? How do I want to see the Blue Moss? When's a good time to go? Those sort of challenges, or what is the price? Is this for myself, or am I paying twice this because I'm getting a room on my own? So that's some of the apprehensions that we see. And that's the beauty of a Just You tour and being looked after by the Stewart Travel Group. who can guide you in those conversations and make sure that you're well looked after, everything is organized, and so you can just put those concerns to rest and have it all organized for you.
Yeah. So in that case, you've got the holiday director there who's going to, even if you have free time, give you guidance on those things, tell you how much you will have to pay when you get there, or whether you should use this taxi or that ride share or whatever to get there, right? Like, but a local, are all your holiday directors local, or are they from the region?
They are, and you raise a really good point, Francis, is the fact that they will say this is a great spot to buy these spices, or if you want to have a really great tapas restaurant. Obviously, I was just in Spain, so that's why I bring that up. They can make those recommendations. Great places to eat, great places to shop. Somebody on our tour woke up with a really bad sore throat and didn't speak Spanish, so we scooted to the pharmacy and they helped them. It's just having that in-destination support, almost like a family member, to say, here, let me help you out, make recommendations. And by the way, I'll see you back here in a couple hours. Or there's WhatsApp groups often started. You've got the phone number of the holiday director. You reach out to them if you're on your own and have any concerns. And they want you to enjoy the trip and fall in love with the country that they are so proud of, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It's a great safety net for those who are nervous about their first or second solo travel trip. Yeah.
And even to some destinations, Heather, like I think we are all fairly accomplished travelers, and I'm sure there's a number of people watching this that are accomplished, but there's some destinations, i.e. Turkey, that are just more challenging as a solo traveler, and there's a lot of people that can manage it, but it's so much more relaxing to kind of go, where are we going today? You've designed a perfect day for me and I'm excited. Let's go. And not worry about getting from A to B and the lineups, and no, here are your tickets. Just go in and see this, right? It's so simple.
When you're traveling, you were just talking about like moving about. How are we traveling on a Just You trip?
It's all private transportation. So because it's a small group of 20, we'll have a small little coach that'll be taking you everywhere. And so that's nice. You get to build that rapport with the driver as well. So
you've got a driver and a guide, not a driver guide, right?
Totally. Yeah, no, you've got both.
I think that makes a difference too.
Well, it's me.
Difference.
We have two guides.
And
you know what? Heather will help you find your lost socks. Somebody lost their socks on your trip. Whatever. All those things. Heather is great at all the things, more than just lost socks. So people could book with Just You, Meg, but they can also book through Stewart Travel Group. Why should they do that?
Because you're dealing with the experts, and the fact that we're in the UK is great. We have a sense of what our Canadian travelers need, but you guys are the experts in knowing what Canadians really want, especially from your market. And you guys probably look after clients globally, but specifically, from PEI in that area. And you guys have seen the world. We focus on one thing. You've been to so many places, and you can say to a solo traveler, this is my recommendation, whether it's a solo cruise or a solo guided holiday. I would like everybody just to book through Just You, but maybe there's a destination we don't go to that the Stewart Travel Group can help plan that perfect solo holiday for.
Yeah, or the extensions too. You do a Just You. I was looking at a Just You for someone yesterday in the Pompeii.
What am I looking at?
Hey. And you know what? It's amazing. Tons of free time. Lots of things you can do. I really like that you can do some optional add-ons.
Yes.
So if let's say you're going to be in Pompeii for a week, so it's a relaxed discovery tour, but you can then decide you want to go to Pompeii, or you want to go to Amalfi, or you want to go to Capri.
Yes.
You can just choose. It's kind of like a choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
So you're dealing with, you can go to Capri a whole bunch of different ways. You can go by helicopter, you can go by ferry, you can go by fast ferry, you can go in a private boat, you could, whatever. So what's the right way for you based on where you are and what, how you want to travel and what your budget is and all those things. So I really like that ability to just sort of customize that on your own that Just You provides. So we've talked about solo travel. We've talked about solo travelers, who they are and, what they might worry about as they go. We've talked about our solo travel event. We've talked about our trip to Turkey, and I'm just going to put let me see if I can do this and talk at the same time. The link to our Solo Travel Club on Facebook is now also in the chat, so feel free to grab that and join. Are there any other words of wisdom for solo travelers before we go?
The biggest thing I can say is don't wait for someday, right? You will be amazed at how brave you really are. You're a lot braver than you think. And with the support of the right pace and the right team behind you, you'll be so amazed. And the connections you will make, you'll have new friends for life. And just don't wait. Just go somewhere now.
That's amazing. That's such great advice. And just before I ask the same question to Meg, if you are watching, I see there's so many of you watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you have questions, put them in the comment box. We're about 10 seconds delayed by the time it gets to you. So put those in the comment box while Meg tells me what her words of wisdom are for solo travelers.
It's exactly what Heather said, and building on it. Like, don't wait. And then when you're on the tour, lean into it. Just have fun. This is an opportunity for you to see the world in a different way. You're right, Heather. You're braver than you realize. And when you're supported with a holiday director and solo travelers, there's so much you can accomplish. So try the food. You know what? Maybe have that strange cup of tea. Maybe buy that bag of spice that you don't know what you're going to make with it. You know, try the Turkish delight.
I've done all of
powder,
those
right? Just lean in and have fun. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity to see some of these incredible places. So lean in, have fun. You're braver than you think.
Awesome. I love that from both of you. While we're waiting for a few questions, because I'm sure people are ready to ask them, but I'm going to do a few quick takes. So this is one word, one phrase answers. I will, Meg's like, wait, we didn't prepare for this part. Hold on.
I'm not good at one-word answers. So let's just put it out.
All right, so Meg, I'm going to start with you because you're ready. It's your first day in a new destination. What do you do first?
Was that Heather or me?
Was that me or you?
Meg.
Okay, I was going to say, I thought that was Meg.
New destination. I don't know about you gals, but I'm a map person. So I really find I need to get myself oriented. So first day, I'm down at the front desk getting the business card of the hotel, which has got an address. Now that is on my person, because if I wander away and I can't speak the language, I'm showing that card to get back. I'm grabbing a map. Map. I'm getting good tips from the front desk. And I'm, as we talked about on that flight, I'm a water gal. And most of the time you can drink water safely from the faucet, but maybe not. So I'm getting my water stash. So I'm finding a local shop. I'm getting my snacks and my water. So getting myself oriented, getting my hydration. And that's the way then I'm ready to go.
I love that. Heather, what do you do first?
I 100% agree. The only difference is I use Google Maps and I preset where the hotel is and different things. So I preset some stuff in my Google Maps.
Yeah.
And then I walk. I walk, get my sunshine in, see where it's within however much radius, and buy water, snacks, whatever, stop at a cafe, who knows, but I'm out and about, just absorbing it all in, around, taking it all in and practicing with Google Maps.
All right. So one thing you would never skip doing as a solo traveler, Heather, you get to go first this time.
Ooh, easy. Travel insurance, 1000%, and trusting my instincts.
Oh,
seriously trusting my instincts, because every time they have been correct.
I love that.
Every time.
Good. You're so right, Heather. So smart. Listen to your instincts. If something feels off, it might be, right? Yeah. Never skip. I try and, like Heather, although she's up the game, I'm still showing my age with my paper maps, and she's got paper maps. Is to just really do the research before I go away. You know, what are the things that are really important, want to see? You've heard I like to look at antiques or, artifacts or local crafts. Where do I want to go? And making sure that I've got that list and know how to get there, or speaking to the holiday director. That's, if you say, do the pre-planning, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah. All right. So Heather can't answer this question, although maybe she can. She can forecast. But for you, Meg, talking to someone who has been to Türkiye, what is something that everybody must try, must do, a must in your mind on that trip?
Other than Turkish delight and get covered in powder. Yeah. Venturing into the bazaars are incredible. It's absolutely fascinating, and they're so complicated, and you get totally lost. Make sure you get your bearings. I don't know whether your Google Maps are going to work in there because it's complicated.
We have a tour director.
You have a tour director. I know. And they go, meet here under this Turkish flag. And then you look and you go, there's 5,000 of those. But
in Morocco, it was mosques. Meet outside the mosque. And you're like, but there's 8 of them.
So yes. And the building on that, like the food and the Blue Moss. And I also had a chance to do the Bosphorus cruise, and I loved it. I love being on the water and just to be sailing down this body of water and go, wow, that is Europe and that is Asia. And I just love taking in the scenery from the water. It provides a different perspective.
Yeah, that's pretty mind-blowing. I expect it.
Heather, what's your I must do while you're in Turkey? Do you have one besides Turkish delight and getting covered in powder?
Yeah. Okay. Food is right up there. Baklava, pretty much anything Turkish food-wise, amazing. Mine would be visiting Ephesus. I am huge into really ancient culture, really ancient architecture. And that to me, it's like cradle of civilization is like, I know I'm going to just feel energy, feel something when I'm there because it's
a really special place. Yeah.
The UNESCO World Heritage Sites, those are the kind of things, just the architecture, everything.
Yeah. And they're always a surprise to me because there are so many of them, but they're all so significant. Like you'd think, I worked for Parks Canada. I worked on nominations for World Heritage. I worked on management plans for World Heritage. And I thought, this is a Canadian place. Is it really? It is. It absolutely is. But then you go to these other places that have World Heritage and you realize
10,000 years
just how amazing the history is.
Yeah.
And places you didn't even know existed. That. It's just really, really cool. And the stories of those places, the stories of the people connected to those places. I mean, for me, if I was going to answer the must do is meet and hang out with Turkish people.
Yeah.
Just the opportunity to connect with people.
We'll have tea together.
Yeah, it can be tea. It can be, a conversation in a hotel lobby. It can be, a conversation in a shop. One of my best travel memories was on a beach in France where a Frenchman came over to us to say thank you for being Canadian and for rescuing his town. I don't know that man's name, but I will always forever remember that moment of interacting with someone amazing that we really had a connection with. So those are the things that, always make travel great. And that's what Just You brings, is those opportunities to connect with people. Well, ladies, we're going to call it there. Another great episode. Thank you for spending your Thursday with us. Meg, thank you for your ongoing support of Stewart Travel and our solo travelers. I know they love hearing about all the opportunities there are to travel solo, and we will talk to you again, I am sure. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, and thank you for joining us out there. Next time, I don't know if we're talking to 5 continents or we're talking to Air Canada Vacations, but we're going to be talking to someone really amazing over the next little while. If you missed our last episode, we talked to Alex Bergeron from Alma Waterways. That's on our Facebook page, also on our YouTube. And we will see you again next week or the week after. Take care, everyone.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Bye.